Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I miss you guys. I decided to go live because I haven't been live in such a long time. You saw me, a lot of you guys saw me on Saturday, of course, with my brother's memorial, but that wasn't like my official live stream. I'm going to do better. I say that every time that I'm going to at least try to go live about, like 3 times a week, back to my old stomping ground. One of the things that I wanted to do today is I do want to do a little bit of our pop culture, but I also want to update you guys on a little bit about what's been going on since I saw you guys last. So, a couple of things. First of all, I'm Candy Conda for a couple of you that may not know me. I am a Hall of Famer. I'm an author. I'm a ghostwriter. I live in Vegas now, from Chicago, but I live in Vegas now, and I am doing a couple of things. I work with athletes, I work with entertainers, I help them with their branding, I help them with their books, I help them with websites. I did a website on Sunday morning. I do a lot of things. I do social media management, mainly for my clients, though, mainly for my clients. But that's a little bit about what I do. And then we also sell products. We also sell sports masks, and I'm going to show some of you some of the masks before I get off today. But today, because I definitely wanted to make sure I put some content up, I did go live on my other Periscope. So I have 2 Periscope accounts, guys. I have the Casey Biz Boss, which is my main Periscope account, #1 account that I had forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And then I also we have a Life After Sports account. So our Casey Biz Boss account is the one that we have first. I just want to make sure you guys can see me and all that. I saw YouTube. So I want to make sure everything is everything. We're live, everyone. Make sure you guys can see me and all that. I saw YouTube. Okay. So fabulous. So yeah, just wanted to make sure that you guys can hear me and everything. So a couple of things. So we initially had our first Periscope account, which was our main account when Periscope first started, when Periscope was everything. It was the live stream to the stars. And so that Periscope account, I ended up being a platinum live streamer. I ended up getting 8 million hearts, and it was wonderful. Life was good. And then when all these other live streams popped up, actually when Facebook Live popped up, Periscope became less interested in running the Periscope, the structural part of Periscope live streaming, and more of the, I'm sorry, I had a hair out of place. It was driving me insane. and more into, Twitter owns Periscope. We're going to kind of let Twitter run that, so they kind of like left that as their their stepchild. Twitter was the live stream. I'm sorry, Periscope was the Twitter live stream stepchild. With that being said, we're running this particular platform across our Life After Sports. This way we get to combine our sports topics with the pop culture topics. And so this is our Behind the Ball series. And Behind the Ball, we normally talk about athletes, what they're doing on and off the field, on and off the court, pop culture, what they're doing in today's breaking news, the interesting news. And then again, like I said, we get to talk about different things. So we also have a sports app on the both stores, on the Microsoft Store on iOS, as well as Google Play. However, we are in the process of switching over to a different design on the app. So we're hoping we don't lose anyone, but we may. So we're kind of waiting till we switch over before we start, publishing the app and saying, go to the app, because that's what's behind me right there. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. So first, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that we just had an election and that we now have President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect and Madam President, soon to be, or I should say Madam Vice President, Kamala Harris. Now, we also know that it is shrouded at this moment in time, unfortunately, with the president not conceding, them doing recounts in Arizona. I just heard 2 seconds ago that the Attorney General is getting in the fight now, and there will be, investigations and all of that. I think in the end, it's going to be painful, and we knew it was going to be painful because the president basically let us know, I'm going to challenge mail-in ballots, and I'm going to burn this whole thing down on my way out. With that being said, this is history in the making because Kamala Harris is of Indian heritage and of African-American heritage, not to mention she's the first woman in the White House. Shirley Chisholm tried back in, I think it was 1998. Funny story. My dad and I were talking this morning, and I'm from Chicago originally. So I told my dad, I said, Dad, Carol Moseley Braun is on television. And he says, Carol Moseley Braun, the senator? I was like, yeah. I said, but I'm pretty sure that she ran for president. He's arguing me down. No, she didn't. I said, Dad, I'm pretty sure. And literally, I didn't get that out of my mouth. And 2 seconds later, it said former presidential candidate, 2006 presidential candidate Carol Moseley Braun. She was the first African-American senator. She was the ambassador to, I think, Africa or Ghana or somewhere. I'm not quite sure. Don't hold me on that one, guys. I might be wrong on that. My history is kind of wonky some days, especially when I do broadcasts this late in the evening. And then, yes, in 2006, for my Illinois people, for my Chicago folk, Carolyn Moseley Braun was a vice presidential candidate. Okay. So, and for those of you that are in here, if you would share this out, I would love that. I know I did a late unexpected broadcast, but I want to make sure this is on the books, and then I'll also share it out later. So I want to talk about a couple things. So for my, so I think I covered everything that's going on with the Biden update. Oh, also President-elect Biden assembled a COVID task force. They met today. I think they've got about, totally it's going to be 12 people on there, but it's going to be 3 co-chairs and 12 people. And they met today to talk about that. So I think that's pretty awesome. That means he is getting in front of that. And I think right now we're at 238,000 deaths as of this morning. We had 10 million people that have contracted the virus, and 1 million people contracted in the last 3 days. Those numbers are staggering, guys. Now, since we're on the COVID, the COVID update, Pfizer announced this morning that they have 90% what they consider efficacy, effective rate in for this new virus that they're working on. Good news, bad news. Okay, it's not fully tested on everyone across the board, but the people that they have tested it on, it's 90%. So what does that mean? That means that is the end of it's already November. We're halfway through. That means that by the end of the year, they could actually be giving some doses of this vaccine out. But the real, a lot of people are like, oh my God, vaccine, you've heard it all day. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. That probably does not mean the average person. The first doses will go to first responders, nurses, doctors, and then it will go to, people that, the next group of people, or they may be like I said, they may not even be, it might be first responders, first doctors, nurses. Then it might be the next group of people. It may be 911. I mean, you know what I'm saying? People that ride in ambulances and things of that nature. And, then it might be bus drivers and, it's going to, hospital workers. I mean, so the public may not see this, or have access to this vaccine until next year. And now they're talking about they want the vaccine to be free, especially the first couple of doses. And another thing, keep in mind that most vaccines are given in 2 doses. So that all this is so many layers to this. So we can get excited at the way that, they've approached this, that Pfizer, and if anyone could do what Pfizer could, I mean, they've got the manpower, the research, the education, the money and everything to do this. But I'm not a vaccine person, so to me it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. It means something for my family, but me personally, I'm not a vaccine person. I don't believe in vaccines, so I'm probably like the worst person to be delivering this news, but it's good news for everyone else. So with that being said, the average person, like I said, may not get to see those vaccines until later on, or I shouldn't say later on, but later, probably in the first quarter of 2021. I wouldn't expect to see that vaccine anytime soon. Like, oh my God, a vaccine is here. Okay. The other thing, today, the last couple of days, the last 48 hours, Ben Carson, Mark Meadows, Ben Carson, the HUD secretary, and one other gentleman I can't think that also works in the Trump orbit has what is it? They've caught coronavirus, contracted. That's what I was trying to say. Contracted coronavirus. What does that mean? We know what that means. It means that they were at all these events. They weren't protecting themselves. And now, I want to share this out. I'm sorry, on my main page. If you guys, I need to share this out. I swear. It should actually be on my main page already. Okay, so if you guys could share this for me. I'm trying to share it. I hate to do this at the last minute when I'm already inside of the okay. All righty. So 3 people in the Trump orbit have contracted the coronavirus. And one of them, I can, all the rest of these people, I can kind of say, okay. But what I don't like is the fact that Ben Carson is an African American. He saw what happened to Herman Cain, and he's a doctor. So to me, you ought to know better, dude. But okay. To me, I felt like Ben Carson, you saw Herman Cain died. I mean, he may not have as many health risks as Herman Cain did, because I think Herman Cain was a cancer survivor. But African Americans have a high risk and a high rate. And so I just feel like a little bit like you should know better. But, what do I know? The other thing is, one last thing, El Paso, guys. So if you know anyone in Texas, make sure you guys are looking out for them. In Texas, El Paso, and it's so interesting because I went to El Paso. I was speaking in El Paso last year. They said they are going to need 10 mobile morgues by the end of the week. 10 mobile morgues. They've already filled up 5 morgues of people. So that, can you just imagine? I mean, for all the people that say this is a hoax, they've got 10 mobile morgues of dead people by the end of this week that will be filled up, that they're putting in. You know what a mobile morgue is? It's a food truck. It's like a food truck, but it's longer. Enough said. I just read that, last thing on the coronavirus, I just read that Kim Kardashian is going to meet with Dr. Fauci and put together a celebrity Zoom with Dr. Fauci for celebrity meeting. I don't even know what that is. Maybe you guys can tell me. What's a celebrity meeting? I mean, she, if there's anyone, she has the firepower to pull that off. But I kind of feel like I'm going to get stoned for this. I'm going to get stoned for this comment, but I'm going to say it anyway. I kind of feel like a lot of these celebrities are chasing politics and political and public health things like COVID, all under the auspice of trending. Okay. Kim Kardashian, who is supposed to be studying, to be a lawyer, was not long ago, she got Alice Johnson out and she teamed up with Trump, and that's her big claim to fame. But then Alice Johnson went on to do this big commercial for Trump for his reelection, and of course she's this African-American woman that, was, I don't know if you guys know her story. She got unjustly jailed. I don't know if I think it's not that she was unjustly jailed. I think her term was longer than people in similar instances should have been. And I think had a drug charge, and she was with him, and they gave her the same drug charge that they gave him, even though she wasn't really, carrying the drugs or moving them or whatever. So Kim Kardashian plucked her out as one of these people that she wanted to stand behind and help her get a reduced sentence, which she did. Donald Trump commuted her sentence and let her out, and I guess pardoned her or whatever. So my thing is, so when I was on Periscope earlier today, a couple of people were talking, and they were like, well, Donald Trump has done a lot for African Americans, and he did prison reform. Okay, he did a prison reform measure with Van Jones, but I don't think it was a sweep. It wasn't. Matter of fact, I'm not going to even say I don't think. I know it was not sweeping reform. Number 1 and 2. That doesn't mean he doesn't get points for it, but here's my point. What about all the African Americans and African American men that are still in jail, that are still having these big terms, that these big prison sentences that were for small, minor drug offenses? There are millions of these guys. And to me, it was like, let's pluck out this one person that's fruit closest to the bottom of the tree, and this fruit closest to the bottom of the tree, and get her out. And then, we can pat ourselves on the back. We're going to leave these other 5,000 men in here and let them, and let them rot, and be to their own devices. Now, I do know that, Van Jones and some others were working on some other measures that I think are going to benefit upcoming people. I don't necessarily think they're going to benefit the guys that are still in jail, or the individuals. I shouldn't say it like it's just men. So on that note, I'm going to kind of leave COVID and Biden, Harris, and Trump alone for right now, and talk about the rest of the things. So, but I do want to talk about this one last political point. In Georgia, if you live in Georgia, for those of you that live in Georgia, make sure that you reach out to, I guess it's, what is it, Fair Fight, or go, I forgot what it was a Georgia.gov or something, so that you guys can help. Make sure you vote for Warnock and Ossoff. It is so important that we get the control of the Senate. And the reason why that's important, guys, that's important because that puts us, that gives us control of the Senate, because we're right now even with the Republicans. And so if Warnock and just for those people that may not understand how that goes, I know you guys are all smart, but someone will invariably call me or text me and say, I don't understand. So Warnock and Ossoff were in a runoff with their respective candidates that they were running against. So if it's neither candidate gets 50%, they do a runoff in January. So if those two guys do a runoff and they win, this is the Georgia Senate, then they will in turn tip the scale to, they will make it 50. Actually, it's 48. Right now it's 48, 46, something like that, whatever. So those two getting in will make it 50. And then Kamala Harris will be the 51st person, because whoever is the vice president, which that's how it goes right now for Pence. If there's ever a tie in the Senate, then Vice President Pence gets the final say to tip it over. So whatever it is that party is going for, of course, that's how they do that. Okay, in sports, here's my sports update. Couple of things. Let's see. Number one, funny story. I did not know that Mike Tyson, I know he's been working out, but I didn't know he was working out like this. He is supposed to be fighting Roy Jones on November 28th, which I personally must have been sleeping under a rock, because I thought that was an exhibition fight. Okay, now I find out Evander Holyfield is like, I want to fight you next. So Mike Tyson is, 50-something years old, coming out of retirement, and these guys are going to fight. And I'm like, I know they got to have some quote-unquote hashtag pre-existing conditions, but I'm going to leave that alone. So Mike is fighting Roy Jones on November 28th. And now Evander say, hey, dude, I'm working out and I'm ready for you. I got next, which to me, like, is hilarious. I was really proud of LeBron James. Speaking of prison reform, LeBron James and Michael Jordan both helped to raise $27 million in court fees and erase the fees for Florida felons to allow them to vote. If you are currently a felon in Florida, if you have, even once you get out of jail, you've done your time. So then they restored your voting rights, because that was new. You used to couldn't even vote if you were a former felon, right? So then they took that law off the books in Florida. But then what they did is they said, if you have fees, you can't vote. It's always one form of suppression or next. It's like suppression over here. You get suppression, you get suppression, and you get suppression. So Michael Jordan and LeBron James put in $27 million between the two of them to erase court fees to allow all of the convicted felons, or former felons, I should say, in Florida to vote. So I have a what if moment right here. What if that was just Florida? What if, right, money was raised around the country to pay off the debts of many convicted felons and let them have been able to vote this year? How amazing would that have been? A couple of other pop culture, well, I'm going to stay on sports for a second. Lamar Odom broke up with his longtime girlfriend, Sabrina Parr. She feels like that he is actually slipping back into his old habits again. I am so surprised, because I just thought Lamar Odom and Sabrina was going to make it. I mean, they were all lovey-dovey, made such a great couple. But, a lot of these guys have demons, and, and I don't know, it may not even be his fault. So who am I to say he got demons? It might be her. But, yeah, she just did a bunch of Instagram posts saying that she moved her big bed by herself, and, her and her daughter are moving out and all of that. So, but, yeah, Lamar Odom, is going to be single again, ladies. So, yeah. First he was with a Kardashian, now he's with Sabrina Parr, now he's single again. Just also ran over some information that said, and literally I read this right before I came on. Loretta Devine is teasing that Waiting to Exhale may be doing a sequel. Okay, Waiting to Exhale, we know that was a staple movie, right, for all the women. When I think of Waiting to Exhale, I always think of that one scene when she set his car on fire and then she walked away, and I always think about that. It's like, I don't want a guy to make me that mad, but if I do, I kind of want to do it like that. I want to blow the car up, put all the clothes in the garbage, set them on fire, and then walk away with this, this sachet. Okay, but I don't want to fight, so yeah. The other thing is that Alex Trebek died today. You guys know that, right? And, he was 80 years old. He was battling. That track is awesome. Yes, it is. Yes. The Waiting to Exhale. But yeah, so if they do Waiting to Exhale 2, I'm here for that sequel. I'm going to miss Whitney Houston, but, I'm sure they'll find someone. There's a bunch of dynamic actresses out here that can definitely take her place. Keke Palmer was on Instagram today, and she said, I'm going to quote this. Keke Palmer said, imagine if you could use your EBT, your link card. Okay, translation for those of you who may not have one. I don't have one. I wish they would give me a link card. If your EBT could work on healthy items. She said she's been eating healthy for a while, and it's very expensive to eat healthy. So, isn't that interesting? You can use your EBT card to go to McDonald's. You can get fries and hamburgers. You can use your EBT, but healthy food you can't get on your EBT. The whole point, period, is not really about the EBT card. It's just a point she made, which is a great point. Because I said that because when I did my brother's memorial this weekend, one of my young cousins was on. I always call him a nephew, but he's really a cousin. And he was saying that, we have got to take more care of our bodies. We've got to start eating healthier. And we do. And, I just want to implore everyone to, because my brother has COPD, and he was still smoking. I would just implore you guys to try to make one change. We can't make a ton of changes all at once. I'm not even going to say, oh my God, get up every day, start working out like crazy, all that. But just make some small changes. That's all I am asking. I mean, I'm doing the same thing. If you guys see here, I have my water right here. I keep bottles of water, all the time. Sorry about that. If you don't like water, put some Crystal Light or something in it, but, try to get those, 60 ounces of water in. You'll be surprised. They will keep you from snacking so much. Little things, guys. We can't, I know we look up sometimes somebody loses 50 pounds and they're all over and we're like, dang, feeling all. And then, but let me tell you, this lifestyle that we're living with COVID, it's depressing enough. It's anxiety ridden enough. I don't want you guys to get down on yourself for, oh my God, I didn't lose any weight. Because guess what? Come January, you're going to see Weight Watchers and everybody room temperature water is best. Everyone is going to be selling a diet program in January, and you're going to be like, oh, my COVID pounds, my COVID weight. Just start making some small changes, eliminating, fried foods, or, cutting down on pop or sodas if that's your thing. Make sure you have, a lot of water. Just keep water by and sip on it. You don't have to gulp down, 60 ounces of water. That's not, who wants to do that? You're going to feel like you're floating in an ocean. Okay. So I did my Biden. Oh, a couple of more things about Biden, by the way. He is, his dog is going to be the first dog to be a rescue dog in the White House, and he's got his own Twitter. How about that? And he'll probably have a check mark. That's what's going to make me, I don't care that his dog has a Twitter, but you're going to give him a check mark. And all of us that work Twitter every day so hard, we don't even get check marks. I'm on Twitter every day working hard and I can't get a check mark. So he's going to have his own Twitter called Dotus, right? Flotus, POTUS, and now Dotus, dog of, okay, y'all know. Dog of the United States, first dog of the United States. Okay. The other thing is Joe Biden will be throwing out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals, sports related, yes. And then my last thing that I wanted to say to you guys before I go, a couple of things. So I want to talk to you guys today also about some of the new things that we're doing at Life After Sports. We have first of all, we have a new website. Let me go backwards. I want you guys to subscribe to my YouTube page. We're trying to get 1,000 followers. We do both Life After Sports and KC BizBoss under the KC BizBoss YouTube page. So we're trying to get our 1,000 followers, guys. So please make sure you subscribe to KC BizBoss on YouTube. So all y'all watching this, I should have 500 by the end of the day, right? I don't know why it's so hard to get people to do the subscribe button on YouTube. That's like pulling actual teeth out to get people to subscribe. But I do have some information coming up for you guys under about the stimulus bill, the HEROES Act. So maybe that'll make y'all subscribe. Okay, so three things before you go. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to KC BizBoss and Life After Sports on Periscope because we broadcast under both of those. So KC BizBoss and Life After Sports, make sure you subscribe to both of those on Periscope, okay? Now, two other things before we go. One is GeniusTalks. You guys see hashtag GeniusTalks. GeniusTalks is our new platform. So we're going to be doing 4 conferences. First quarter, we just did the fourth quarter finish. Then we're going to do the first quarter final. And then we're going to do second and third quarter. Okay, so in between those, we're going to be doing what's called GeniusTalks. And GeniusTalks is where we're going to be giving other business owners a platform on our video and our conference calls to talk about their business and educate our business owners on everything from travel to finance to live streaming to how to build your own web page to how to do funnel clicks, everything you need to know. So we're doing a series of 14 Genius Talks. If you want to, please, first of all, register for our first free Genius Talk. All you have to do is go to www.geniustalks.eventbrite.com and you can get a free ticket. That's geniustalks.eventbrite.com. You get a free ticket. You can also get the package. We have a package of 6 Genius Talks and a package of 14 Genius Talks that you can get. And that means you can get every single one. And also there's a link up there so you can sponsor. That means you can be featured on the Genius Talks. You can be featured on the flyer and featured on the social media. And everything's super expensive. So you can get sign up for free because we have the first one is free. And hopefully, I think Deborah is going to be on there. We're going to try to make it the Friday the 20th. I think it's Friday the 20th because I know she said she wasn't available. So that's number one is Genius Talk. So if you want to keep continuing to further your business, you want to, you want to have an opportunity to speak, you want to learn about how to monetize your business, how to monetize your message, how to monetize your social media, all of that. We're going to be covering all of that. Some of the speakers that were on our other fourth quarter finish will also be speaking on Genius Talks. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, what's number two? Number two is our website. Okay. I had to think about it. Number two is our new website, which is, and I do not have it right here, but I'm going to put it on here for you guys because I want it in here. Our new website. So y'all going to have to wait for me to type this in. Our new website is Las Vegas Travel Packs. Yay for the Las Vegas Travel Packs.com. This is important, and let me tell you why. We started out selling masks at Las Vegas Travel Packs. Sorry. There we go. We started out selling masks just for our sports masks initially, right? And then everyone was like, well, we started out, let me rephrase that. We started out selling masks and our sports travel bags initially. Our sports travel bags were for people that come in town, and it's kind of like, we wanted them to be able to just, we send it to their hotel, and it is and I'm not going to show those on here. I'm just going to show the masks. You guys can see them on the website. Initially, the travel bags were for people that came in town, and we would put Lysol. This right here, right there is actually a sports towel. Okay, so it had the sports towel in it, Lysol. It had a bottled water. It had hand sanitizer, masks, surgical masks, gloves, all of that. We call our hashtag is 27 PPE. It's got 27 Band-Aids, tissue, you name it, right? Lysol wipes, Lysol spray, all that. So initially, that's what our travel packs were. And then we came up with a smaller one because people said, everybody doesn't like all of that, but maybe they need some of that. I want to send it to my grandma in the nursing home. I want to send one with a basketball for my sports team. So we kind of customize them a little bit. And maybe when I do the next broadcast, I'll actually show what they look like. But I want to show you guys today one of the things. So we are selling what we do sell, and we can put it's small enough for me to show you on here, is we do have masks, a lot of different cool sports masks. So a lot of these are on sale, guys. So this would be a good day for you guys. They're so cute. I just literally, when we get these in, we can't keep them. A lot of times I put them up on Facebook and they're gone before I even get them up on the site. So, but we have N95 masks. We have camo masks. This is my favorite mask right here, though, guys. I gotta show y'all my super. This is my favorite. I have this mask. It is so comfy. I have this in blue and black. Nike. I don't have the black one right here in front of me, but oh my God, that is one of the best masks. I love that mask. Here's a Raiders mask. I just sent off some. Today. I just mailed off some LA masks. Lakers masks. So this is our mask, though. Our Life After Sports mask, guys. It's breathable. I love it. It's really soft. It's really soft, breathable. It's 2-ply, but I love it because you can fold it up. A lot of times put it in your pocket. Because you know how sometimes you go somewhere and you forget, oh my God, I left my mask. So I keep one of those like in my purse. Doesn't take up a lot of space. And we have those in white and black. This is our Life After Sports mask. So you guys, then we have a couple different, this is our other Life After Sports. This is our embroidered Life After Sports mask. And then we've got some Black Lives Matter masks. We got these in gold. I know, I feel like HLN right now. But I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff we have so you can go. Christmas is coming. We've got Santa masks coming. I ordered a few of those for Christmas. Also, we're going to have a couple of Biden-Harris shirts. Not a lot, just a few. But I want to show you guys one of my other favorite masks that I really love so much. Oh, I was trying to see if I had my black Literally, guys, we've got hundreds of masks. I was trying to see what I hadn't shown you guys. So here's something else that I really like. It's my last one I'm gonna show you guys. And this is so I have some of these coming too because I really like this. Upside down side. This is my own mask, so I'm gonna put this on. Upside down side. So this is one of those masks that you can put on top of other masks to blink because it really apply on the inside and has a little thin layer, but it's super cute. Like if you're going out in the evening, and you want to do something different, bling up your look a little bit. A lot of times if I'm just going not shopping, just kind of like in my car and stuff like that, going to get something to eat, I'll wear this mask. I love this mask, but you can also put this, it's so thin and so cute. You can put it over another mask and bling it up. So yeah, I know fashion blinging here, right? We also have 95, only have a few of those, but I want to get these masks out of my house. I have a whole bin of masks. Make sure you guys, though, do me a favor and order a Life After Sports mask. Those are our personal, those are our personal signature masks. We want to get those out in the universe. We have those, like I said, in black and in white. And yeah, guys, so support us. And before I leave, I am going to try to, like I said, come on a little bit more often and, cover what's going on in the universe. But, it takes me so much time. I got to, go in and look at pop culture and see what's trending today and all of that. Plus, I'm tweeting myself, trying to help move this country along in my own little way. But I want to just say this before I go. So like I said, make sure you support, guys. We have to support each other's businesses. I picked up a client today off. It's so funny. I think Deborah asked me about this. I might work on a general. I don't know if she wants a private StreamYard class because it's a StreamYard right now, or a general class. I literally picked up a guy off Periscope because I did a Periscope earlier who asked me to teach, to teach them how to do broadcasting, how to do live streaming, I should say, not broadcasting. And so, I used to do that on a regular basis. You just get tired of going, saying, okay, guys, y'all want to sign up for something? So I kind of let people come to me, it makes it easy, makes our life easier. But this is what I do, and I really love it. And what I love about the StreamYard platform is because you can broadcast against, now they won't let us on LinkedIn yet, even though LinkedIn is on here. That's another story, but at least being on 3 to 4 different platforms simultaneously is just beautiful, because I don't have to go back and say, even though I did go on Periscope on my other Periscope first, but normally I go up once, that's it, that's all, because right now, there's people commenting from YouTube and commenting from Periscope and commenting, from here at Facebook all at one time. So I love it. It's the easy way to go. And then, of course, I can monetize my business, as you guys see, because someone on here will read this and someone will go to Las Vegas Travel Packs, I guarantee you, before the day is up and order something. And it's funny because I got 2 orders I got to mail out today. So, got to keep the donuts rolling, y'all. But anyway, I love you guys. Please make sure that you go to www.GeniusTalks.com. .eventbrite.com, get your free Genius Talks ticket, and then see how if you want to be a speaker on Genius Talks, or if you just want to be a participant, it will let you know the date that we are doing, which is the 20th, Friday the 20th. We're going to be doing, we don't have a time yet. We've got to get with Deborah. I want to talk about travel. I also want to talk about finances. I want to talk about business credit and getting our credit together for next year. So, all right, guys, thank you so very much for hanging in here with me tonight. And I know it's late for some of y'all. I know y'all want to kill me, but I'm going to go back to my morning. You got to show me how to do that. You know what, Rose? I'm going to do a class. I'm going to do a class on broadcasting, on streaming, and then we can, that's what I'm going to have to do, because I know all of a sudden everybody's getting back interested in streaming. What was really, and I just want to say this before I go, what was really moving to me was, because I have some clients who I actually hosted their broadcast. So I kind of sit in the corner and try not to talk, even though I'm on screen, or I can put myself not on the screen also. So I also will host this. As well. But yes, Deborah was trying to get me to set up a workshop. I'm not quite sure, and I'll ask her when I get off if she wanted that to be just for her group, and if so, then I'll do a separate one for everyone else. And then, but we will have to give ourselves an hour, because I was looking at it the other day. I need to not just train people how to come on and use the platform, because that's the easy part. If you guys will think about when I had the memorial over the weekend, if you guys noticed, you saw the screens going in and out. Sometimes it's 3 people and 4 people. That's me in the background, playing videos. I have to literally like share my screen, go over to YouTube, but I queued everything up before I started. So it was only like seconds in between me putting up a video. And I also had my own agenda, and I just kind of went down the line. But that's really when that this gets good to me, when you can actually, you can use this platform to train other people, because that way you can go and share your screen. If you want to show you can show some of the benefits of this particular platform. You can share your screen, like you guys saw me put the YouTube videos up, and you can also share your screen and go over to a PowerPoint presentation, and then that way, and you can also have up to 10 people on screen. So if you guys want to use this as a meeting, but this is really wonderful right here. You can also use this platform to record and it not be live. So all you have to do is push record, and this will also stay in your library. You don't have to make it live. So that's amazing right there. And that way you can always just go in and still share it out, just like you could do with Zoom. But like I tell people, what I like about this platform versus Zoom is great if it's a one-time thing, but then you have to download it, because Zoom, if you use the free version, or either you have to pay for it monthly, it can get expensive if you're not going to use Zoom all the time. This has a free version, and then I have one of the platinum versions, but it's still very inexpensive. You're talking $25 a month, and to me, it's well worth it. And there's so many other things that you can do with this platform that is a little bit more challenging with Zoom, i.e., my last point, and then I'll go and we can talk about this offline. But the other thing that I like about this platform versus Zoom is if you do a Zoom, you still have to market it to people and hope they show up. So we were successful with the conference because people paid money, so they showed up. But most of the time you do a free Zoom, you never know who's going to show up. When they paid, that made them come, if they didn't come, they hounded me down for the link, which was awesome. But on Facebook, you can, everybody's on Facebook, or, it's easier to, or like, I'll give you a perfect example. A lot of people that could not make, like my great aunt, she's 85 years old. She wasn't on Facebook, but she was able to view the YouTube link, and she commented on the YouTube link, and I almost fell out on the floor. But, so some people just have internet. So that's what makes this a wonderful platform. Some people just have the internet, and that way they can pick it up on YouTube, or they can get in on Twitter. But YouTube is easier because you don't have to, have an account to view a YouTube video. So that what makes it great. And this will be up on YouTube literally about 5 to 10 minutes, because it's not that long of a video. In 10 minutes, it'll be up on YouTube as well. But there's one last thing I do want to say, that to me, a lot of people, I talked about this earlier to someone that was just starting broadcasting on Periscope. And a lot of people think, and when I'm not talking about anyone in particular when I say this, is just a blanket statement that I would make to any of my clients or my new clients. When you're going to do a live stream, I want people to be more diligent about live streaming. A lot of people just pop on their Facebook Live and it goes to the top of the feed. So we all go, because they've looked at our video, we want to reciprocate and look at their video, right? And then you look at their video and they're walking across the street to get groceries, and they've got you hostage on here, and you're the only one on here. It's 2 of you all. You don't want to click off, but you're like, did I really click on to this person that's walking their dog, and they're talking about it's raining outside. We've got to be more cognizant of people's time. When we're getting on live stream, be cognizant of people's time, be cognizant of your content, make sure that it is worthy of someone sitting through it. I just want to say that one last thing. And that means we take an insurance test to get an insurance license, although there's no requirement for you to have good diction or good lighting or all those little things. It is, incumbent upon you to do those things so that your broadcast turns out to be amazing. So everyone will watch you the next time you crack on that video. And I just wanted to leave those words with you. I love you guys. Make sure you register for GeniusTalks.eventbrite.com, and then make sure you go to our website, which is LasVegasTravelPacks.com. And my third charge is make sure that you follow me on YouTube. Trying to get my YouTube channel up to 1,000 followers, because that's when you get paid. And we're going to talk about that also later in one of our other broadcasts. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Love you. No, thank you, Pumpkin. Thank you. See you, Deborah. I'll talk to you guys later.